Smell what the flock is cooking. Flock up or flock off, not you. You stick around, because it's about to go down. You know, flock with the most energetic entity in the Eagles verse here on a Tuesday, Swoop Day. First day of OTAs is over. We got mandatory minicamp popping from June 4th to June 6th. So we're definitely going to get into that today, or at least what's going to go on down there and then out there, wherever they at, what they doing, how they flying around, how we moving around this Eagle verse in this Eagle landscape. So yes, I can't wait. But we're going to get into a few things from the previous days also, what they were talking about, and a few things that they was talking about today at their presses. So let's get into it. But before we get into any of that, man, let's get this nest keeping out of the way. Let's keep the maniac thing. Please like and subscribe. You about that fly, Eagles fly. Drop a comment in that box if you're flying with the flock. Let's fly. That's PHLOCK. Don't forget it, man. Let's fly. Do remember, join that maniac thing. Note again, you hit that bell, you get a ding whenever I'm on this YouTube thing. Let's fucking go. And while that's the maniac thing, let's keep the main thing the main thing. Hope this video finds you in good vibes, good times. Fly skies, fly, go fly skies. If you're not there, hope this helps you get there, because we about to go there. Oh, yeah. So, dude, man, we got a few things going on these last few days, dude. All I can say is sometimes I call Tuesday Swoop Day or Tuesday Who's Day. And if it was to be named anybody's day today, initially, because I was looking at yesterday, I didn't know that we were going to have presses before the practice and all that. And then I thought the practice was going to be earlier. Because of what, we're going to get into this right now. So, initially it was going to be Stout. Then, you know, just the press conferences just ended. The media availability, prior to this first practice in minicamp, that just wrapped up with our coach, the man, Nick Sirianni, because he's so sincere. He says it, man, straight. What you see is what you get with this guy, man. I love it. The rest of the league hates it. Some of our fans hate it. I don't give a flock. That is my dude. Flock's it. Coach Sirianni the long way. So, but you know, flocking. Tuesday, Who's Day, man. Sirianni and Stout, man. Those dudes are just, they're so authentic. They're so real, man. I mean, just all these coaches. I like the way this thing is coming together. You know, right now, it's hype season, whatever you want to call it. All we have is, you know, hope, you know, potential, what will be. But right now, I'm just so hyped watching this thing come together. Because then also, there's also the bowl season. Because we get to talk our trash until it pops up. You know, 94 days left. We got 94 days left to camp. I mean, till actually first game. Normally, I would say that's Josh Sweat days left, but he changed the number to 19. So, it's 94 days left, and that's where we at. Until we out there in Brazil. Pasados. That's go Eagles. Go Birds, actually, in Portuguese. I was about to say Brazilian. That's nuts. Did you think Brazil smoked their own? Regardless of what, so we got on Stout, right? He hops up there, man. He's talking this talk, man. And I believe a lot is on this man's table this upcoming season. You're thinking about losing a guy like Jason Kelce. So initially we're thinking it's Jason Kelce. He's the center. Hall of Famer. You know, all of these things, all the accolades that come along with saying the name like Jason Kelce. What we forget to take into account is you could damn near say he was a player coach. At least that's the way it sounds like Stout describes him, bro. And it sounded heartfelt. It sounded like he really, like someone passed away in his family. The way he was talking about Jason Kelce was a bit hurtful, put a bit of a tear in my eye for a second. Like, damn, bro, he really misses this guy. So you think about it, like losing a guy like that, and then there's so many moving parts because now the guy that he had at right guard is now moving to center. So now how does he fill in the right guard spot? And we did have a great pickup the other day. Some dude from Cincinnati, he's a journeyman. I don't have it written down here, but I'm pretty sure you saw the news. Good for the Eagles. We got a little bit more depth over there, and we would all hope that Tyler Steen would just slide into that role, especially with us losing Opa. What the flock is his name? It's getting hot out here. I need my gang called Balboa. And way more therapy. Suapater. Damn it. Yeah. You ain't gonna catch me slipping. Well, I did just slip up a little. Regardless, Suapater up out of there with parts all over the place. And that's just gonna make Stout's job all the more harder. A bit more rougher to traverse for this upcoming season. So that's why I say today, along with Coach Nick Sirianni, it is also a who's day for our boy Stout, because there's a lot of moving parts on that offensive line, and we got to get this thing right. Much like last season, a lot of us fans took it for granted, you know, losing assistant coaches, losing coordinators and things of that ilk. Like, you know what, the teams were good, you know, but these things matter a lot. These are moving pieces. These are communicative pieces, people that are used to speaking with one another on a daily basis, and they know how each other operates. So moving these parts can cause us hopefully not, but could potentially cause us problems. It's great that these players are in Stoutland University, and we've got guys like Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson still in that locker room, willing to step up and take over leadership roles, not to mention the Landon Dickinson. So I'm super hyped and pumped about that as far as the potential of what could come, the positive attributes that could arise from what's going on right now. But you still have in the back of your head, because I saw somebody wrote this in some comments, just like, we're Eagles fans, and if we can worry, we will worry. You know what I mean? And this is just, the par for the course as it stands right now, because all it is just a whole bunch of balled up energy that I know we can't wait to just let out on the first game on this field, preseason, whatever the case may be. But a lot of news we're going to see start coming down the line, at least for these next 3 days. And I believe there's a lull. No, there's always a lull up until training camp starts. But I'm just super hyped that this is here right now, and we get to talk about this, get some therapy, get some of this stress off our chest, some stress off our necks right now as far as our Eagle team goes. And, just exhibit exuberance and happiness and all of that, because I'm hyped. I don't know if you can tell. That it feels like the season is right around the corner, and things are starting to come together. Clint Hurd also spoke. He's a mammoth of a man. It's just great seeing him and hearing what he's saying about the team. Christian Parker was up there. Bobby King. Bobby King don't know too much about his history. Christian Parker came from, I believe, the Denver Broncos. Clint Hurd came from, the Seattle Seahawks. Clint Hurd has a history with Stoutland. I believe Christian Parker also does, because of the Broncos connection, and Bobby King is up in there. I don't know what his line is. I think he's more of a not even a retread. Someone that Nick Sirianni had a relationship with, I believe, in San Diego when they were the San Diego Chargers. Doug Nussmeier, another charge where he came via Dallas, via LA, the LA route as far as the Chargers go. And then he was also with our boy Kellen Moore out there in Dallas. And Kellen Moore, we're hearing great things from Kellen Moore, and that gets us into today. I flew through that because, I'm just hyped about these guys that I saw today. So we got Lane at practice. We got Smitty at practice. I believe Bradbury's in practice. Nixon Sirianni told us that Bradbury has been there the past few days during some of the days in OTAs. However, he wasn't there the days the media was there, but those are all excused absences. And what he's seen from Bradbury is versatility. And when he said that, I almost blew a gasket. Like, I don't want to see any more versatility from Bradbury. Leave him on the outside where he belongs, and he knows what to do over in those spots. I feel like he was played out of place last season. I believe that he was probably dealing with a few injuries and some other things. It just didn't seem like the Bradbury we know. But Bradbury does have a tendency. I don't know if he's like, some Zodiac deal going on, Chinese New Year's and all kinds of things. But every other year, he seems to have a great year. And this lines up with him with being one of those years that we have a great year, because last year he didn't, the year before he did, the year before that he didn't, the year before that he did, and then so and so and so forth. You can almost set your clock to it. So, I don't want to see any versatility from Bradbury. Be out there, use your wisdom, use your knowledge of the game, have him flying around, fooling quarterbacks, which he is the best at. He's always one of the tops in the league in PBUs and things of that sort. So just leave Bradbury alone if we're going to keep him. I know a lot of people want him gone. June 1st came and went, and he stayed. So it is what it is. If they see something in him that I don't see, I love it. These dudes get paid millions of dollars to do what they do, and I do not envy the position that these guys are in, at least on that defense, in that defensive back room, and guys that they're going to keep and cut and whatever the case may be. It seems crazy to me. But regardless of what, Lane was in there talking his talk. He says he's excited. He can't wait to hit the field. Can't wait to get this thing going. He believes they can be special. A whole bunch of lip service. I don't think Lane is the type of guy that's really going to ever give us anything unless it's something funny, a joke, but never anything pertaining towards the field or anything like that. Just doesn't seem to strike me as the type of very cerebral dude. Seems like you could call him a disciple of Jason Peters, of Jason Kelsey, of that whole regime, so he's the next man up, at least as far as leadership goes. Stoutland did speak to his leadership role seeming to expand more, at least from what he sees from him so far coming into camp. He's out there early, he's staying long, he's more consistent than he used to be. As far as his leadership role, he's basically picking up the mantle, or basically, you can never replace Jason Kelsey, but he's doing the best he can to fill that void. And we're also hearing that, although he does it differently, Jordan Mailata is also stepping into that role also. But now I want to get into Smitty, because Smitty said, I believe, one of the most intriguing things that I heard today, just me listening to the press conferences. He said that he believed that they're doing more things now that they weren't allowed to do before. And it may seem simple and just saying what everyone else is saying, but when you embed, and he could just be misspeaking, or whatever, just being ultimately too real, maybe, I don't know. But when you inject that word not allowed. It sounds crazy. We were not allowed to do motion. It makes, I know us as fans so mad. I know the offense has been lights out the last two, not lights out might be a bit extra, but top 10, a top 5 offense the last 2 years. This offense has been that we cannot deny. However, when hearing things like that, it just leads you to wonder and think to what could have been. What could have been if other things had been allowed to be implemented into this offense instead of us basically perhaps handcuffing ourselves. On one end, I kind of get it. You know, you don't want to you don't want to overwhelm the players with so much basically paralysis by analysis. I know I use that a lot. This doesn't really apply, but you get what I'm saying. Like just throwing too much in the pot. You know what I mean? Too many ingredients in the pot. Next thing you know, this tastes like trash. You got all this great stuff in it, but now you're doing too much, and now it's all jumbled up. And so less is more, basically. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what we were saying the other day about what our boy BG tells Nolan Smith. Like, dude, you know, you see a little, you see a lot. You see a little, you see a lot. You see a lot, you see nothing. Basically, so maybe, you know, I get the coaching philosophy possibly, but just thinking like just to implement just things to get mismatches and bringing disadvantages to the defense, possibly. Yeah, this guy freaking out over here. I'm just so hyped. Football's right around the corner. So we got that. That just stuck out to me. Bottom line, we were not allowed. We're doing things that we weren't allowed to do. But you know what? The past is the past. We're moving forward right now, and it just sounds like a great addition having Kellen Moore in this room. Nick Sirianni spoke to that also, saying that, you know, just he's as advertised. He's coming out here. His message to the players is great. His communication across the board is great. It's just a beautiful thing to have these minds coming together for our organization to make our team better. It's super dope, and I'm dumb hyped about that. We've got Smitty talking his talk. Huff seemed like he could really give a flock about being here, but I'm still with him. I can't wait to see what he does on this field. I mean, some dudes just ain't for this talking to reporters and, you know, being all hype, like whatever, you know, I'm trying to get to the field. Maddox, one of the funny questions that was asked about him was it an attack on his ego? Him not being here for a few weeks, he wasn't here, da-da-da. He's like, my ego, I know who I am, I know what I'm supposed to be, I know where I'm going to go, blah, blah, blah. Like, I could never be affected by my ego. If anything, I see these opportunities, these things, if it's anything at all, whatever happened over those 2 weeks is just, if he ever felt a way, he would use it as an impetus to get better. You know, so just fuel to his fire. If anything, didn't seem like he was much affected by that. He's saying that these dudes, the 2 dudes coming up, when speaking of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, that these dudes are just amazing athletes, jumping through the roof. He brought that up, and, you know, just like to be young again, it would be amazing. He had a little jab at the safeties, like, you know, they're moving me over to safety because, you know, when you get older, you get a little bit slower. He's hilarious. Said it's great having GJ back. I'm hyped about that. He's hyped about that. He's ready for the competition. I love it. The more people that we have, the more thoughts that we can throw at this board and see what sticks, the better. At least as I see it. I know some people want this guy out of here, that guy out of there, but it's all in the praise and all in an effort to get better, for our team to get better. So I'm with it, whichever way it comes, and I'm loving it. Let's just get this competition going, and may the best men win. May we put the best men on the field, the best Philadelphia Eagles on the damn field. Bourne seemed like a hype, energetic guy. He's ready to go. He said he's chilling. He's willing to do whatever it takes. One dope thing that I got from him is that he says basically, with a few, you know, kinks here and there, the defense that he's in now is basically the defense that they had in Wisconsin. So, you know, there's a lot of similar attributes. So him saying that, I imagine that he's going to hit the ground running, which this is the case. This is what we hear is the case so far. I know it's only OTAs and this is only training camp, not even training camp, mandatory mini camp. So, but it's just good to hear this so far, and it lends you to believe that, of course, they've done their homework on this guy. I imagine that Fangio has done his homework on this guy, and that's why he wanted this guy so bad, because he's seen the way he was able to work in his type of defense prior and thinks the man can shine. So bring him over here and let him shine some more. So I'm so hyped for that. And Nick Sirianni, the best thing he said today, I already told you what he said about James, but then he said, you know, here and there, you know, he just sees Saquon Barkley running down the sideline, and he said, you know, you can tell when a miss is a miss. While he's mad that it may have appeared that one of our defensive players missed a tackle on Saquon Barkley, you know, he's just brought him back to watching Saquon running down the sidelines, making Eagles defenders miss on game day. And he said, I'll take that over this over that any day. I'm paraphrasing, but regardless of what, just seeing him do that on the field for us. Glad that guy's with us. So he says here and there he sees Giants fans because of the closeness and proximity as far as the stadiums go and the fan bases go. And, you know, the crossover, of course, with them actually being a New Jersey team. right? But he sees these guys here and there. And sometimes the Giants fans get on him, be like, give him a go Giants, and he usually lets them shine, get their little things off their chest and all that. But when someone comes through with the hard rib, and I'm saying, they kind of ruffle his feathers a bit, he got to shoot back at him and tell him, I got your best player. I love it. Yo, this is crazy. Like, and that's why you gotta love him. Sometimes I get it. Like, if we were losing organization over his regime, something like, yo, bro, you guys should chill. Like, we don't want to give any bulletin board material and all that. But sometimes just when it comes to your rivals, sometimes it's good to stir that pot and talk that talk, because we can walk that walk, and we've been walking that walk all over the Giants for the last 15 years. Let's get the flock out of my face. But it does let me to think, like, damn, bro, like, sometimes you just can't help yourself. And you love it and you hate it, regardless of what. For this point, for this moment in time, I'm loving it. And he gave it back to him. I'm just thinking, like, what? if any of these guys in that Giants organization hear him saying this, like, damn, bro, he's saying that. But what can they say? I mean, truth is truth. I thought about it just now. I'm thinking about it right here in live time, in real time. Like, does he really have to worry about what he said? I mean, there's no lie detected. He was their best player. While he was there, he probably still would be their best player if he was there still now. Damn, he's probably not even the top 5 best player on this. That is crazy, dogs. But who knows? He may prove to be just that. I don't know. I don't care. I'm loving it, man. I'm just ready for these next few days. What's going to go on camp. And, we'll be back and forth talking all this, getting in these therapy sessions, talking this talk, walking this walk, flocking up. Until the next time, make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a great time. You already know how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time, man. It's always equals the clock around here. Open eagle eye, poke your beak, can't give it a let's go. And ask these questions. What you gonna do when Eagle Mania swoops down and runs wild on you? Say it with me one time. Eagles. Eagles. Let's go. It's feeling good. See, that feels better. Because we're right there, man. Let's get the fuck out of here.